All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the American Dota League. I am Maud. Thank you for joining us. We've got 3 great matches tonight. We got Typical Mistakes versus Smeagol, followed up by Smeagol versus Meanix, and then Meanix to finish it off against Pain Gaming. So, thank you very much for joining us here on the American Dota League. And we were talking about this in the lobby, and it's just like an old school sex matchup. That's right, SCCS, the Sunday Evening Cup Series. These two teams, veterans, of course, of those cups, as we can see here. Typical Mistakes led by Goody, but captained right now by Rebrews, who of course is their mid player. Usually was captained by Goody. Looks like they're switching things around just a little bit. And as we can see on the side of Smeagol, formerly Fnatic North America with Smurf as well, but they've kind of chained up their lineup as well, as you can see. So thanks for joining us here. Immediately going to jump into the pick ban phase. Of course, we have the Darkseer ban out coming from the side of Smeagol, and another ban is going to come right on the side of Typical Mistakes, as Orange is going to disconnect out, unfortunately for him. And there is the IO ban, because we don't want relocates all over the place. That would not be fun for the side of Typical Mistakes. So they get rid of it. They say no more of that. We're going to get rid of that immediately. I'd like to give a big shout out, of course, to everybody joining us here in chat. By the way, for those of you expecting AC, he is on his plane ride, I believe, to DreamHack Summer in Sweden. So you will not be seeing him here tonight. And for the next 3 days, I'll be taking over as the caster for the ADL. And I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. If you'd like to pick up a ticket, make sure you do so in the Dota store. You can pick that up and support American Dota. Of course, this is the first American Dota League with primetime hours. Really great stuff. I really enjoy watching American Dota, as of course, the Raid Call EMS 1 American Cup just ended, of course, which I casted. A lot of great teams in that. Typical Mistakes, I believe they made it to the semifinals there, but, well, they're here now, and they're against Smeagol. And both teams, very strong North American teams, as we can see.
10 seconds.
Lifestealer ban coming out from the side of Smeagol here. Nyx with that small little bit of a nerf with, of course, his open wounds. Not going to get picked here, however, with that ban coming out. Typical Mistakes, they might go into the reserve time, and will with this next ban here. Generally, you see kind of like the gyrocopter bans from time to time. Nyx used to be banned a lot here in this pick, but I think more often than not, you're going to see a lot of Treant bans coming out from both sides. So that's really the important thing, I think. I think Treant is starting to get really, really good with his living armor. I think you can do a lot of great things with that hero, and we will see if, of course, they decide to go down that route. They will, in fact, ban the Bat Rider, who is still a very strong hero, especially, of course, when he can get that lasso going, as well as the Blink and Force. And his positioning is just so damn good over the Roche Pit, and just everywhere on the map. I mean, he's great for ganking, great for everything. But this, of course, leaves a bunch of options open for Smeagol. They might go for Lone Druid. Smurf's a kind of patented hero. I think Smurf has made a living off of his Lone Druid play, to say the least, and I think he's done really great with it. He can play many other carries, but I believe Smurf feels probably the most comfortable with the Lone Druid. I'm not sure how he feels about the change, but we will in fact see. Of course, Smurf is running with a little bit of a different squad, as I said before. Fnatic North America it looks like they're not, there any longer. So Smeagol is now the team, and they will go ahead and pick up that gyrocopter with that first pick. And that's not a huge surprise. Gyrocopter, the only nerf to him, of course, that flat cannon duration. Still just such a great hero. And you see more and more people just foregoing, kind of like even foregoing the homing missile altogether, going Stess, just getting him as hard of a carry as possible, and just going to town on people with that flat cannon. Rocket Barrage, an excellent early game spell as well. And Typical Mistakes, they've got 2. They're not going to be able to get the IO. Magnus has not been picked a whole lot lately, so we might see something else a little bit out of the box. And like I was talking about, I don't expect to see a Treant Protector first pick, but I certainly think that it could happen. There are a bunch of other different weird strategies that people have been running all day, and in fact all week really, since the patch has come out. So, expect to see some sort of crazy things. You can theory craft until you're blue in the face, but really what it comes down to is, what do these guys want to run? They're going to go for the Nyx Assassin, not that big of a surprise considering how strong he still is, and there's the Lone Druid, this time going to the side of Typical Mistakes, and we'll see if Goody wants to play that. I think Cakes can play that just as well, but yeah. And Fun, of course, I believe, is standing in for Smeagol. Fun's been doing a lot of standing in for Typical Mistakes. They kind of know each other pretty well, these teams. And Smeagol, of course, just that great 5-role player, but Fun as well, very good at support. So we will see Smeagol. They've got another pickup as well. And with that gyrocopter, they can go for support, and go for a mid laner, an off laner. They have that carry early on, and they potentially could run that mid, but gyrocopter mid is something you don't see a whole lot of anymore, I think. And that's not because it's bad, but there are just better options there. I would like to see some sort of crazy pickup, but I guess you could say that every game. I mean, like, who doesn't want to see, like, a Bloodseeker or Treant Protector, in a game? Let's be honest here. It would be a lot of fun. Bane going to come out on the side of Smeagol. So, and then as well, the Treant Protector ban. So they just get rid of the anti-fun Treant Protector, which, of course, I believe is kind of credited to IX Mike for really starting to get the Treant Protector in the metagame. His IXDL client, he picked Treant Protector a few times, and people started going crazy and like, this hero is ridiculous. Living Armor is a really good spell.
10 seconds remaining.
My friends and I have dubbed him the win rate protector.
5 seconds.
He's very good. The Bane pickup for the side of Smeagol, very nice to have to try to lock down that Lone Druid, or even the Bear if you want to go for that Fiend's Grip. Nightmare on the Bear, you know, Fiend's Grip on the Lone Druid. Nyx Assassin get locked down. Of course, he's going to be initiating with Vendetta, so that'll be a little bit more difficult. The Puck coming out from Typical Mistake, that's their ban. The Nature's Prophet as well from Smeagol. Looking good so far. Make sure I get everything set up here. So,
10 seconds remaining.
Right now, another ban coming out from Smeagol, and then we'll get into the next few picks. Of course, the picks and bans have changed significantly since 6.78 has come out, and I personally like the new picks and ban stages. I think it leaves for a little bit more kind of like surprise pickups at the end of each pick phase, so it's something that I enjoy seeing. I'm not sure about the rest of you guys. How about it, chat? You like the new pick ban phase? Give it a shout out. 1 minute and 12 seconds left on reserve time now. Gyrocopter Bane and the Visage now. The ban for the side of Smeagol, another great hero. Just so strong. Get that early medallion. That armor reduction is so great. And Soul Assumption. You really cannot stress how good Soul Assumption is in a tri-lane. Just absolutely devastating. Grave Chill's a great setup slow as well. And on top of that, his familiars just, they're machine guns. They essentially do so much damage early on when, of course, they start to, they fall off a little bit after you do a few hits onto a tower or something like that, but they're really good early on. And then there's the Naga Siren from Typical Mistakes, and they can run this mid, but you can also send it up into the top lane. But Naga Siren mid has been something that's happening a whole lot lately, and I think people just want to try to get levels with that, because you're not going to skill up your ultimate until I think it's like level 7 or level 8, because every time I've seen it played, they forego the level 6 Song of the Siren. And just getting the Ensnare as well as the Riptide level up. I mean, Riptide damage is a pretty good nuke. I mean, 220 damage plus the armor reduction, which is 5 at its max level, is very nice. And it's only 110 mana as well, plus the 10-second cooldown. It's a very strong nuke early in the game, and you can kind of, you know, carry that into the later stages of the game when you get some nice items up on that Naga Siren as well as just some levels. So 55 seconds of reserve time for Smeagol. What are they going to go in regards to, of course, what we see with Naga Siren here? What's Smeagol going to pick up on top of that? Say, that Naga Siren is going to be really annoying, and they're going to pick up the Shadow Demon, and that's going to be good. That disruption will save some heroes from, you know, Nyx Assassin's Impale, you know, the Lone Druid, of course, his Spirit Bearer, and getting, of course, the Entangle. That's certainly something that Shadow Demon excels at, is just defensive disruptions, and you need to have precise timing. And we'll see if Smeagol can have precise timing with that Shadow Demon. On top of that, Demonic Purge, really great to have in terms of just catching people and dealing damage altogether. But Typical Mistakes, they're going to pick up the Rubik, and Rubik is going to work well in this scenario, because Bane, of course, his Fiend's Grip is channeled, and if Rubik's not the one getting focused, he can easily steal that Fiend's Grip. So Typical Mistakes with the right pickup there for sure. On top of that, Typical Mistakes with Rubik can steal anything in the Shadow Demon's kit. And anything's pretty good. I mean, the one thing you probably don't want to steal is Shadow Poison, and even that gives you vision, and at least a little bit of damage as well. Gyrocopter, Rocket Barrage, that's huge. Flat Cannon, not so much, but if you can also get a call down, that's excellent. But it's harder to get a call down because generally when you hit that call down, you go right into, of course, that Rocket Barrage, so therefore you can't get it stolen. But that certainly could happen here, potentially. 41 seconds now in reserve time, as you can see for Smeagol. They're going to pick up another hero. Then we're going to get into 2 more bans, and we'll see how it's going to go. Smurf does disconnect for this drafting stage. Once again, thank you for joining us here on the American Dota League. I am Mont, standing in for AC, who's heading to DreamHack Summer, and that's going to be a great tournament. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm going to like watch every single game if I can. I mean, DreamHack Summer is just, it's going to be outstanding. Looking forward to it.
10 seconds remaining.
So 7 seconds of reserve time right now. They've got the 2 supports. They've got the carry. Probably pick up a mid lane here. And it's going to be the Clockwork. So it was either mid lane or off lane. And Clockwork can go mid, but likely to see him off lane. Very good hero if he can get the levels. Of course, the initiation is really nice to have, I think. And it kind of like, I think it counteracts Naga Siren a little bit, because Naga Siren's going to throw up that Song of the Siren, and they're going to look for positioning. They're going to try to get something going based on positioning, and then that positioning is going to get thrown to whack when Clockwork, you know, hookshots in after that Song of the Siren is done. So if Clockwork here on the side of Smeagol can hit that hookshot, they'll be in a really good scenario. And just make it really miserable for Naga Siren to get up close as well. I think that's really the important thing, and as well as the Lone Druid and his Bear. And the Bear is also going to be looking for some good positioning here. A minute left for typical mistakes, so they have not used nearly as much reserve time right now, whereas Smeagol's like, oh gosh, we only have 2 seconds of reserve time right now, so they're going to have to be quick with the next ban as well as pick here. Typical mistakes, they've got time, they've got a good lineup, they've got 2 supports here, the Lone Druid and the Naga Siren. As it stands right now, Rubik, Nyx Assassin, and potentially Naga in a lane, and then Lone Druid in an off lane, or side lane if you will, and then pick up mid here unless they want to send Naga mid. We'll see, of course, the Storm Spirit ban coming out from typical mistakes. Kind of just a little bit fearing from that just versatility that he has, just jumping all over the map, getting nice pulls going, of course, Static Remnant. And then the Juggernaut ban coming out from Smeagol. I think they think that Naga's going to go mid right now, and that's definitely an option here. I'm not 100% sure what typical mistakes wants to do, and they're going to pick a Viper, so that's going to be their mid. And Viper, with that change to corrosive skin, I believe he can deal a lot of damage now. Absolutely, just a ton of damage early on. It's going to be tough. He's still rather squishy, but his poison attack, his slow, and of course the corrosive skin is just so great. Viper, with that buff, could potentially be seen a lot more in the scene, and I think this is what typical mistakes is going to try to go with here. So Viper should theoretically be mid. You can throw him in that tri-lane, but we'll have to wait and see. And it's going to be Templar Assassin, and that is a very strange pickup because Viper against Templar Assassin should do very well against her just because of the poison damage over time, breaking that refraction off. So kind of a strange pickup for the side of Smeagol, and we'll see how, of course, they do want to lane this for typical mistakes and for Smeagol as well. So we'll get into the game in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here on the American Dota League. This is the first game of the night. We've got 3 games for you here. All exciting games. Looking forward to it. And we just now wait on, of course, it looks like Smurf has jumped back into the game. He'll be back on that gyrocopter, so that's another hero that he loves playing. But waiting on him to pick up his hero, and we'll be good to go in just a moment. I mean, I'm really excited for that Viper pickup. That's what I was talking about in sort of unexpected pickups. I mean, every single one of these heroes, except, I mean, Naga Siren's been played a lot lately, but every single one of these heroes, except for the Viper, has been just picked pretty much mercilessly in the metagame, I think, of the past few months and things of that nature. So, jumping into the game, here we go. Introductions. On the side of typical mistakes, we're going to see Ryuru's on the Viper. Fun's going to be up on the Nyx Assassin. Goody will be on the Naga Siren. Sheep is going to be on the Rubik, and Cakes will be on the Lone Druid to round out that lineup. Meanwhile, on the side of Smeagol, we're going to have Smurf. He'll be on the Templar Assassin. AEIONDU is going to be on the Bane. It's a nice name, I like that. On the Clouds, or Clouds if you will, be on the Shadow Demon. Peachy's going to be up on the Gyrocopter, and Taku will be on the Clockwork. So there's your lineup, rounding everything out. Right now, looks like they're going to send 2 here down here in the bottom lane. Smurf actually switching up. I think he was going to go on the Gyrocopter, but they changed their mind. It is going to be, looks like Gyrocopter mid, so Peach is going to be up on the mid lane right now. Going to send Ryu mid, of course, and that makes sense because they think they're going to be going up against this Templar Assassin, who is going to be getting safe lane farm. The problem being, now she's not going to be getting as much experience as you would in that mid lane. Of course, not getting those traps up as early, not getting those side blades leveled as early. Generally, you're going to want to go for that max refraction, and then after that, max meld. You get 1 point in side blades, of course, at level 2, just so you have a little bit more range. But the side blades, I think people underestimate how much you need those. Those side blades really give you that range and really actually make it viable to stay in fights and just, you know, hit from the back, essentially. So Smurf will be down here in this defensive tri-lane with AEIONDU. We're going to see Clouds there as well. And Viper, Ryu's heading down to this bottom rune spot. He's going to find a regen root here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pick it up. AEIONDU, maybe looking to deny it. Not going to happen. Ryu's going to grab that. Is he going to the offlane right now? Looks like they're going to switch things up, and Cakes is going to go mid up against this Gyrocopter. So Ryu wants to go up against the side of the Templar Assassin, but he sees this happening right now. He has to back off. He's got to go around this way. That might be difficult. We'll see if he can stay in that tri-lane. That'll be tough. Up in the top lane, you can see Fun, of course, going with this tri-lane with Sheep, as well as, of course, the Naga Siren played by Goody. Goody, the farm master, is going to not pick up that Quelling Blade early on. He's just going to go for that straight 48 damage, essentially. They will rotate Ryu into mid. Looks like we're going to see Cakes go jungle right now. They're just going to let go of this off lane right now and just let them get free farm here. So Smurf will get essential free farm. Cakes in the jungle will get free farm, but of course you'd rather have lane farm for the Lone Druid. But in that tri-lane would be very difficult. Meanwhile, 3 last hits already going for Smurf, 2 for the Gyrocopter Ryu. And I was interested to see the matchup between him and the Templar Assassin, but with this safe lane farm, that's not going to happen. Roaming through is fun. He doesn't have a smoke, and he hasn't used it yet, but there are no wards on the top river spot right now, and Peachy has to actually back off, as Ryu is here, of course. They will ping on, of course, the Nyx Assassin, but Peachy's not going to go across the river right now, and that's obviously a smart move. Taku's up at level 2 already in this off lane, as you can see. He's got this ward here for the dire side to give them vision on the Clockwork himself, so he even gets close, and they could potentially kill him. He does have cogs, which is a very nice defensive utility, but and fun throwing up that ward here. There's still no Radiant wards here on this side, but Peachy knows that he's there right now. You can clearly see it. And Smurf, 9 last hits. He's just going to town on this farm right now, and of course he does have that refraction. I actually hasn't skilled anything yet. There's 2 points on a refraction, and of course there is no tri-lane down here, so now it's just going to be even easier for him to last hit with that refraction damage there. As you can see, he just obliterates that range creep. Now, dual lane. Shadow Demon Clouds has roamed on through him here and just wants to make sure that Fun's not doing anything cheeky, just to try to fight off Ryu. So it's just farm time right now for both teams. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cogs going for Taku. There's the ensnare right now. Fun's going to come in here. Already use that Impale going. Taku in some trouble. Cannot use the Cogs again for another 4 seconds. Taku desperately trying to escape. 3 seconds, of course, for that Riptide, but Taku might get down. Yes, he will. Fun picking up the first blood with the Impale. Nicely done. And he almost had his cogs there. He might have been in a good enough position, but just barely connecting with those cogs in time, I think. And I think he definitely had those, or excuse me, the Impale. The cogs were coming off cooldown, so he barely went down there, I believe. He might have been able to escape with some nice cogs, but unfortunately that wasn't able to happen. They'll pick up the first blood right now, and that is going to go, of course, to Fun, so he'll have a little bit of extra gold to maybe spend on boards. He's actually going to pick up Boots, have that Flying Courier already. He's going to go ahead and send the Boots to Ryu right now, not going for a bottle or anything like that. Peachy is not as well. Meanwhile, down to the bottom lane, there is a bottle. It is up for Peachy, but Hand of Midas already for Smurf. And Hand of Midas on Templar Assassin, going to give you more attack speed, but more than anything, it's going to, of course, give you that gold and that experience as well, which is super nice to have on that Templar Assassin when you absolutely need it for those traps and for the side blade as well. Peachy and Fun. Fun's just been kind of like, except for that gank up into the top lane right now, he's been sitting mid, just trying to leech experience and trying to push Peachy back into his, of course, his side of the river. On the Clouds is hero right now, but he's only level 1, as you can see, and he's suffering in terms of experience. He's actually the lowest in levels right now in the game. Meanwhile, Peachy has to back off as Fun keeps encroaching on further, but he'll back off now. Looks like he wants to go top, maybe go for another kill here on Taku. Looks like he's just trying to take a little bit of this farm. There is this wards here still, so he's potentially in the precarious position, essentially, if he stays here. And Sheep and Fun are going to roam through Taku. Maybe in some trouble. Here comes Fun on the backside looking for the Impale. Taku's going to throw up his cogs. Not yet. There's the Impale. Telekinesis is going to come next. There it goes. Goody. He doesn't have enough mana for Ensnare. There's the Battery Soul. Taku. There's the body blocks coming in from Fun nicely, but they need more damage. Is there an Impale? There are the cogs, and they can't chase that. No! The Fade Bolt from Sheep. That's going to grab the kill. And I thought for sure that he was going to escape with those cogs. Not going to happen. Nice Fade Bolt coming out from the Rubik, and of course the Clockwork going down twice now. And typical mistakes. I think they've got a little bit of a lead here, but not keeping in mind, of course, this free farming Smurf down in the bottom lane with the Hand of Midas. 31 CS at 421 plus the Hand of Midas. And Smurf, he's going to go crazy in terms of just items in just a moment. They're going to try to take this tower down as well. With that refraction charge, he can potentially do a lot of damage to this tower. Might see some TP rotations coming in from typical mistakes, but not as of yet. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Goody taking some damage with that Battery Assault. Cogs might have already went as well. In the mid lane, Peachy getting chased from Ryu and that poison attack. You can see the slow. You can see the damage he's taking just from the poison attack as well as the Nether Toxin on top of that. That corrosive skin is going to be so nice to have. But in this bottom lane, this will be a tower for Smurf. He'll take that down, and man, he is going to be at some nice net worth here early on in this game. And he should be. I mean, he's had free farm. And Bane, of course, is just picking up experience right along with him, but the problem being is Clouds is still level 1. He does pick up Boots, but that's just from the tower right in and of itself. And Fun's going to rotate down here and maybe try to defend the tier 2, but he can't really do much alone. Cakes is in the jungle. Cakes right now with the Blades of Attack on him. He's also got one on his bear, so... And now he's got Entangling Roots there, 26. Meanwhile, Viper getting that kill on Peachy, but he's in some trouble. He's getting chased after, and a revenge kill going for both AI Owned You and, of course, the Gyrocopter on top of that. So it's split between the two of them, but Viper getting the kill, denying the, of course, experience for the side of... Or, excuse me, Viper getting the kill on the Gyrocopter, denying the experience for the Gyro himself. And Smurf, with that Midas, with the Phase Boots right now, potentially is going to go Drum next. You see most pro players go for treads nowadays on the Templar Assassin, but Phase Boots works just as well. It gives you that extra damage. And with the attack speed that you get from the Hand of Midas, there's real no point, I think, in getting, of course, except for just to maybe tread switch. There's no point in getting the power tread, so... Ryu's going to come back in, throws poison attacks up, but of course AEI on you is here. He's got a Nightmare available. He's going to go ahead and enfeeble that Viper, make sure he cannot get CS. Leading the way, 45 CS for Templar Assassin. Fun rotates through. I don't know if they saw this. Peachy's still up here on the high ground. He might back off. Meanwhile, Taku trying to get some CS of his own. He's only at 5 last hits right now. If you compare that to, of course, Cakes in the jungle, who's sitting at level 6 right now. Taku's at level 4, so it was a smart decision for Cakes to go in the jungle and get some farm. He's got that phase boots going already on himself. It'll put that on the bear once he gets boots of his own. Continue on further. 3 heroes in the mid lane, and they're just gonna sit here and chill out for a little while. Cloud's looking for experience. He's just like, guys, please share. I need experience desperately. Please, please. Gyrocopter gonna grab that regen rune. He's gonna head back mid. And he's still looking for CS of his own. He's sitting at 23. He's only 2 behind Ryu right now, but with Flat Cannon, he should be able to get a little bit more in terms of CS. And AEI owned you, just taking that CS right there. That's going to grab him 6, and they might go for Fiend's Grip on Ryu. Ryu's going to back way to this tower here. And it looks like they still want to go for it. I mean, they're in position on the Clouds is here on the backside as well. They do have that Sentry. Clouds is just going to go ahead and try to just counter ward here, as you can see, and they will do so. And down in the bottom lane, Smurf is at 56 CS at 721 right now. So he is doing really, really well for himself. I mean, his GPM is at 520, and that's still just at the beginning of the game. Now Goody continuing to farm up in the top lane. I mean, he's far behind in terms of Smurf, but nobody's going to get that kind of start just because he did get that free farming lane. Orb of Venom done for the Spirit Bearer, so there's going to be a little bit more damage coming out, and of course, once Cakes gets his own boots, they'll definitely pick up the phase boots on that Spirit Bearer, get some entangles going as well. Alright. 8 minutes. Time to check the graphs. 2,000 experience now going for typical mistakes. Gold, 500 going for the side of Smeagol, and a lot of that I think has to do with that Templar Assassin. And Smurf, of course, does have this nice stack in the jungle here. You can see how much he's taking with it. He's got 35 seconds left here for that Hanamitis cooldown, but he's already been using it pretty much off cooldown, as you can see. And 63 CS at 825. He's doing really well. DD now up for the Gyrocopter. Could potentially be aggressive here, but roaming through his sheep. He's got a smoke. He's not going to use it. Cakes is here as well, but meanwhile, 3 up in the top lane right now. They maybe want to try to just give Taku a little bit more farm, a little bit more experience. He's almost at level 5, not 6, but he'll get there eventually. Looks like it'll be phase boots for the side of Peachy, and it might go for drum as well. Smurf. Well, he could go for drum too, so I'm not sure which one of them will build it. Maybe they'll both build it. So 3-man aggression now coming out in the top lane. And everybody's right around mid for the side of typical mistakes. They're just making sure this tier 1 tower is staying safe, and Ryu is staying safe and getting farm. He's got treads. He's going to be going for headdress next. So he's actually going to be going for, I believe, a mech on that Viper. Now roaming through. SMG, they're just like, all right, we're going to just jump right on top of this Rubik's Soul. Catcher is going to go. Sheep, he is just obliterated with that brain sap with the Soul Catcher as well. So Sheep just roams up. He's just like, was not expecting that. 3 heroes on the stairs there. That might have even scared him a little bit. Ryu now. They're just going to keep roaming right on through, and Ryu has no idea this is happening. Ryu needs to back to the tower immediately. He will do so right now, just as they were about to reveal themselves. They did not. Cakes, of course, not getting any vision on them or anything like that, but now a TP coming in from Peachy. 4 heroes up here, or excuse me, illusions. Goody with his illusions up here, so realizing that they're not in the top lane anymore, they must be in this general area, as you can see, roughly right around there in the jungle. And now Ryu is going to head back into, of course, his lane. Now roaming through his Smurf with that Midas done. Down in the bottom lane. Fun. Just sitting on arcade mutes right now, but this is really aggressive from Smeagol, and they're wasting a lot of time here just kind of sitting around looking for something. They don't even have hookshot yet, so I mean, I can understand if Taku wanted to hookshot in, but they can't hit it if they don't have it. But look at how many people are here on the side of Smeagol. They want to go right on top of this tier 1 tower, and Ryu is definitely in some trouble here. They're pinging right on it. They want to push this tower. And now Ryu's going to back off into the trees. And this is 5-man aggression coming out right now. It looks like they think that Smurf is ready to fight. Smurf looking for Ryu. Ryu in some trouble, but here comes Fun with the Impale. That's going to save the life of Ryu, but now they're going to dive. TP rotations coming through. Cogs. Telekinesis. Clouds, he's in some trouble. He's got Disruption. There's the call down going. Ryu, Fiend's Grip. He's in some trouble right now. Peachy taking a lot of damage from that Impale. Smurf's going to go grab a kill on Sheep. And meanwhile, Corrosive Skin doing a lot of damage. Going to pick up that kill on the Gyrocopter, but a 2-for-1 trade. Fun, Vendetta up, looking for a kill. Might go on Clouds. TP coming in. There it goes. The Impale's going to hit as well. Clouds is going to fall, but the buyback now coming in from Sheep. The Ensnare on Taku. Doesn't have Song. He doesn't have enough mana for a Song. Looks like he already used it. There's going to be going Ryu, using that poison attack. Spike Carapace did hit, but now it looks like SMG wants to back off. And so a good fight. SMG getting a little greedy, however, but the buyback was coming in from the side of Typical Mistakes. They don't get that tier 1 tower as well. And so very nice job from Smeagol. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cakes was split pushing, doing some nice damage to the tier 1 tower up in the top lane. And so Typical Mistakes reacted exactly as they needed to. And man, Smurf is just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep farming. And, well, I'm at 84 CS, so I might as well get more. I mean, that's not enough for me. I need more money. He's got 3,000 gold in the bank. And I don't know what he's going for yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Looking at net worth right now, he is leading the way by 3,000. 3,000 net worth. Not even a problem. Now he picks up the Blink Dagger as well on top of that, so he's got the Blink going for him. He's looking strong. And they've got some catching up to do for Typical Mistakes. And Ryu, finishing up that headdress like we talked about previously. Looking at the other items on the list. He'll pick up a DD damage as well. And they ping that out. So Arcane Boots up on AEI on you. We've got the Blink, the Midas we already talked about. Phase and a Wraith Band for Peachy, so not that much. We already talked about the headdress as well. There's the Arcanes, of course, on Fun. Cakes, of course, has Tranquils for himself. That means he's got the Phase on the Bear. So looking wherever that Bear is. There it goes with that Orb of Venom. 700 gold on the Syllabear himself. Clouds is up here in the top lane. Potentially could get ganked here, but now tier 1 tower taking a lot of damage. It is going to fall right now. TP now coming in canceled. However, as you can see from the Viper, now here comes Fun. Vendetta in. They're going to use that Fiend's Grip. Impale's going to fly. Hookshot going in from Taku. Grabbing 2. Goody. Rocket Prize. So much damage. Fiend's Grip has been taken, but the fight is already going for Smeagol. Fun trying to run away. There's a Psionic Trap. And there's going to be a Nightmare as well waiting. And Fun just gets obliterated by Bane, who gets a double kill. On top of course, the Meld Strike damage. And now Smeagol, they're going to look for 2 towers here, and they might be able to get it. Not roaming anywhere through was Ryu, as well as, of course, Cakes. Ryu canceled that TP at the last second. I'm not sure if that was because the TP or the tower went down, or if he canceled it on his own merit. Now the tier 2 taking more damage, but everyone's going to be getting here in just a moment, it looks like. And they are TPing up top, and they want to go on the Bear here. Of course, that is an enfeebled Bear, so the Spirit Bear not going to be doing any damage. He's trying to run behind Cakes, and Cakes a little bit slow. Meanwhile, now chasing after, ensnaring Clouds. Clouds will have to die for this right now. Poison attack, and Goody will pick up the right-click damage there for the kill. Smurf's going to back off, but a big trade going for Smeagol. They're going to take a tower. They're going to take a bunch of kills as well, and that should propel them up to, 0 in terms of difference for experience, and a 3,000 gold lead right now at 14 minutes. So Typical Mistakes definitely in, they're in a little bit of a rut right now, with Smeagol winning those last few fights. And that's what happens when you let Smurf free farm with this Templar Assassin. Doesn't have a whole lot of damage, but he's got levels. He's level 11 right now. He's leading the way in levels, of course. Only by 1 against Ryu, but Ryu and Cakes were both not in that fight. It was like 3 against 4, and that fight went really one-sided for the side of Smeagol. But now they're going to try to counter-push for Typical Mistakes, and they just want a revenge kill on that tower. Taku's going to roam through as well. And Cakes is just content with doing what essentially Smurf is doing, and he's actually caught up pretty close to Smurf, and, that's not a big surprise for any lone druid, but gonna transform back into the true form, if you will. This Bear continuing to get farm. He's up to 1,700 gold. Might go for a Radiance here, just try to break the refraction charge of the Templar Assassin as early as possible. Fun now Vendetta up as well. Here we go, the tower. Oh, but there's going to be engagement from Taku. He's nice usage of the cogs, but Taku taking damage from that Impale. Cakes, Fiend's Grip, he's in some trouble. Clouds is going to throw something up there. Disrupts Taku, nicely timed. Cakes, still very tanky. There's the Demonic Purge, nice chaining of usage there. Clouds almost went down from that Bear, but really good chains from the side of SMG. Now they're going to chase after Fun. Fun getting Psionic Trap. He can spike Carapace. Only 2% in that Impale. Where's the spike? He's going to use it. It's the Nightmare first, so no damage. And there it goes, and Funny's going to get obliterated. The Soul Catcher and the Rocket Barrage give enough damage for Peachy to get the kill there. And now 9-7 for Smeagol. And Cakes wanted that tower, and there was help from Fun, but there was no help from anybody else. Now they're going to go for the bottom tower here. I'm not sure how many people have TPs for that bottom lane. You can see there's one person TPing back home, as you can see. So it looks like they're going to let this bottom tower go, or at least trade it. And they could potentially get this tower very easily. There's no fortification available. There's a fort. No forts on either side right now, and Smurf is going to try to do work on this tower with Peachy down in the bottom lane. Goody can make mirror images right now and just try to take this quicker, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So continually trading 4 towers here, and this tower's going to go down first. Can they TP, or do they want to go for a tier 2, or at least just stay up here and farm? It looks like Peachy is going to go for Drum. He's got that Bracer. Drum's going to be done soon. Is this Templar Assassin going to go Deso or BKB? We're going to find out once he picks up either the next Mithril Hammer or the Ogre Club. Fun Vendetta looking for something. Might find Taku, might find AEI owned you. It's a nice name. Fun coming in. Vendetta. Vendetta. There it goes. The Impale's going to hit as well. AI onto you in some trouble. He's going to throw up that Nightmare in just a second. There's a nice spike. Carapace going in. There's the Ensnare. Goody. Going to get enfeebled. There's the hook shot coming in as well. Nice hook shot. Demonic Purge. Goody in some trouble. There's going to be the ult from Ryu. Ryu trying to do damage to Taku. Nice Impale coming in as well. Goody's still alive. AE's going to go down. Here's the call down. They need to get out. Ryu's going to take a damage there, but he's also going to get a double kill. Goody has to leave, as you can see. But 3 people down on the side of Smeagol here. And typical mistakes, they take a good fight. And Smurf, of course, he's in the mid lane still farming away, but Cakes is also farming right now, and that was a big fight for the side of typical mistakes. Just a really big fight. Experience still back down to even, and that brings them down to 1,000 gold difference. Smurf's going to blink away, and Sheep took up Refraction. That's going to be huge to have in team fights. Huge. We haven't actually seen any smoke ganks happening yet from the side of either team, I don't think. I'm sure they still have some on their person. Sheep has had that. Fun has had that since the beginning of the game. So has the Bane, I'm pretty sure. We're going to see it probably pretty soon right now. There they go. The smoke merriment is now occurring from SMG. They're going to go on a nice little jog here, a stroll, if you will, up to the top lane. And Cakes, unaware. Smoke from Sheep himself. But he's got no backup here. He's just going to go and look for a ward, I think, and maybe wrap around here. But there are 3 heroes here, and now 4. Disruption now going in on Cakes. Fiend's Grip, hook shot, pushes him out. Cakes is in some trouble. He's going to go down. Shadow Demon grabbing that kill. Spike Carapace, Song of the Siren. They want to get out right now, or do they want to fight this? It's 5v4 here. No, 4v4 actually. Going to send the illusions in. Goody's just going to say, let's leave. We don't need to be here. He's got to get a Vlad's up, and that's going to be pretty much done very soon once he can get the Mask of Madness, or excuse me, the Morbid Mask. Sheep's going to roam right on through. He's going to pick up that DD, and now he's got Refraction as well. He's doing a lot of damage to, of course, the creeps with that. Now up in the top lane, there's no tier 1 tower here. In fact, I believe all the tier 1 towers are gone except for this one up in the top lane, which is 246 HP. So Taku. Not a whole lot accomplished. They did get Cakes, though, which is a very, very big pickup. I mean, it looks like he has to be going Radiance at this point. He's got 2,700 gold, and that just puts him even further back right now. This Radiance is going to be done at about 23, maybe 22 at the earliest, I'd say. Now Ryu's going to go ahead and jungle in the opposing team's jungle. He's got that Yashi up. The mech is done, by the way, so they can fight a little bit longer. If we look at mech usage up on the side of SMG, no one's building it yet, at least I don't believe. Taku's got the headdress, so actually he is building it. Unless he, of course, goes pipe. Now mid. SMG's just... They're going to push out mid right now. There's no point in doing anything else here. A lot of wards all over the map here. You can see this ward actually about to run out. Nice ward here mid for the Radiant side. Down in the bottom lane, they do scout out 2 heroes here. Dire Vision in the opposing team jungle. Very nice to have. They don't have that on the Radiant side, but there looks like they want to put one down. But AEI owned you does not have a ward up available. Goody's here. They're going to jump right on top of Cakes right now. Cakes, he's going to get Fiend's Grip once again. That's got to be the 3rd time. He's getting really annoyed about this. Cakes taking a lot of damage. He might survive here. The Brain Sap. There it goes. There's the kill. But Smurf, now he's in some trouble. There's the Refraction going. He's also enfeebled, however. Sheep trying to chase after Goody's going to ensnare on AE on you. TP now coming out. No way to stop this. And he will go. Blink now coming out. And I think they both got out of there. Meanwhile, Viper, actually, no, he does get the pain in the well. Of course, with that poison damage somehow. But Smurf does get out of there alive. The poison damage Viper. Oh man, what a hero. I love this hero, to be honest. Viper is just great. Not really another Drake per se, but at least not in Dota 2. He's got that Yasha done, by the way, so extra damage is going to be coming in from him now. TP is coming out. They want to defend the tier 1 Clouds. What level are you, my friend? You're level 8. Alright, well, that's not too bad considering where he started at. Net worth, 9,000. Blinking out. Smurf chasing after Goody. Goody, Song. TP now. They're just going to leave. They don't want to fight this. Taku looking for a hook shot on the backside. Is it going to be blind? Nope. They're not going to go for it. At least not yet. They know where they are. They know where they're headed. The flare first. Now will it go? No, they're not going to dive into that. Meanwhile, Cakes, he went down again. And that Fiend's Grip has been just used to essentially keep him in place. He's going for his own ancient sack, and now he's desperately trying to go for that Radiance as quickly as possible, essentially, and it's just not happening right now. He's going to stack it up again. That might give enough vision to stop the spawn. No. I guess flares don't stop spawn, so... Oh well. Blink Dagger done for Nyx Assassin. Nice utility item for him to have. I'm not going to go for Dagon. Doesn't really need it. I mean, Blink Dagger I think is a better pickup there anyways. Just get in position for, of course, the Impale. And get out of position as well. And that Vlad's offering going to be real nice to have for him, for Cakes and the Bear. And they're going to go and just take this together. This ancient stack essentially. And they know they're here. Roaming through, the Illusions are going to go first. Followed by Sentry Ward, Taku looking for a hookshot potentially. Illusion's grabbing a lot of vision right now. Here comes the rest of the team. Trap. The Bear. Oh, he's going to back off. Ryu and Fun and Goody hiding behind this. It's very interesting. They're not fighting over Roche. They're fighting over the Ancients. And they're like, we need the Ancient stack right here. Hookshot onto Goody right now. Goody, he's in the traps as you can see right now. Call down's going to go. Goody's in some trouble as you can see. The Bear. There's going to be the ult on Peachy right now. Peachy's going to take some damage from this. Nice Impale going out from Fun. Telekinesis. Peachy's going to fall first. Meanwhile, Melt Strike, Fun, not enough damage there. Goody looking to turn around, looking for somebody. Smurf, BKB's going, trying to deal damage to Ryu. Ryu's going to pick up the kill and on the clouds. Ryu's trying to juke around the jungle as you can see. Cakes, Fun is down, 2-for-1 trade. Now TP coming out from Ryu, he should live. Cakes is in some trouble, he's on the back foot. Sheep as well as Goody. Psionic Trap, will they dive the tier 2? They will not. Smurf, is he going to blink on top of them? No, he will not. So they'll end up trading 2-for-1 there. And Smeagol losing that fight, but just barely. But they do get the control because they have to push everyone back. They have to get regen right now. But that's going to give a lot more gold to Cakes as well. It's going to get a lot more gold to Ryu. Getting that 1,500 gold. And Ryu is going to be doing a lot of damage here. He can't use his Orb Cast, of course, on that BKB. But he can still pick off the really, really, really squishy supports. The like, of course, the Shadow Demon who did fall there. So the Bane. He's actually got a 4-stat finish. That's pretty nice to have, but 10,000 net worth going for the side of the Templar Assassin. The BKB is finished up like we talked about. Yasha's done here. Might be a Mantis style next for the Viper. And now what do you do? I don't know how far they're down. Experience is even. Gold is still about 2,000 in favor of Smeagol. Very close game right now. This game could go in either way. Typical mistakes. If they can get Cakes with that Radiance, they might be in a good position. But at this point, it might be a little too late. I mean, they're starting to get a little bit more tanky here on both sides. They're looking to Roche, at least they're looking to maybe just sit in there. Of course, there's a Sentry Ward right on top of that. Looks like there's a lot of Sentry Wards. There's 2 here from the Radiant and another here. So they're just trying to get as much true set as possible. They will fly right into the Roche pit. They're going to go ahead and counter ward, but now AE, he's thinking about maybe just bringing his team. Taku, of course, can hookshot available. And Gyro trying to build a BKB, as you can see. So Smurf didn't go for the Desolator, went for the BKB. There's the Flare going into the Roche pit. They're not going to go for the Roche there. And that's just the problem when you have a Clockwork up there. You can just flare and just see what's going on. He's going to throw up another Sentry Ward and maybe just try to counter ward right here, as you can see with those illusions, but not enough time. Now Taku's going to go through now, try to counter ward. Smurf in some trouble. TP. BKB's going. Now he wants to fight on Fun, but here comes Ryu. Ryu looking for the backup now. Now the TP, but Smurf is going to go down. Ryu's going to pick up the kill. Smurf down for 62 seconds. That is exactly not what they needed. Smeagol's going to back off. He did pick up DD and a haste, by the way, but he's got to back off. Goody now chasing. Now the flat cannon damage. The hook shot. Goody's in trouble. Can he song? Will he song? He needs to song. He's trying desperately. The battery sold. The battery sold. He needs something here. He's going to go down. Goody trying to get out alive. He will. He'll use the song. He'll live just in time. That battery assault, not enough damage. The song wasted, but it doesn't matter. He gets out alive. No, the flare. The flare from Taku gets Goody. No way. Oh, goodness. Unbelievable. Cakes now with 4,000. He needs to buy up that relic. And in fact, that courier is going to do just that. There's the relic. And just when you thought Taku, just when you thought, he's not going to get that kill. There's no way. The flare. And he just dunks. Sheep. Pro. Real pro. Creep blocking skills there. Ryu's going to go ahead and take, of course, the Ancient Stack. Ultimate Orb should be next. Corrosive Skin. So good. So good. Move slow, attack slow, magic resistance, damage over time. So Goody now, and this is what you see in a IXDL or a C9DL game. If they're still dead, don't pause it. But he's about to spawn, and now actually there's a smoke gank coming out from the side of Smeagol. But it looks like Goody has reconnected to the game. Has he? Yeah, he's reconnected to the game. It looks like he's good to go. He's going to spawn in a moment, but now smoke gank coming out from the side of Smeagol, and they're going to jump essentially right inside of Fun. And of course Ryu. Oh, this is troublesome. If they go up on the high ground, or if they go to Roche, they can take Roche potentially. Looks like they want to go here first and check this out, and then maybe here onto the high ground, but you don't really like going up on the high ground. They're going to throw up the flare first. They're going to get vision. Hook shot now going in onto Sheep and to Fun right now. Telekinesis out right now. As you can see, there's the ult coming in. AE on Q. He's going to go down first. Smurf going right on top of Ryu. Ryu's in some trouble. He's slowed up. There's the mech. Ryu, he cannot get out right now. He's the main damage dealer, trying to juke. Smurf cannot chase him. Goody looking for the ensnare. There's the demonic purge. The kill's gonna come. Ryu's gonna fall from this, but Clouds will as well. Smurf taking a lot of damage. Smurf is gonna fall. Double kill for Ryu. They turn it around somehow. Unbelievable. The only one going down is Ryu, and it has changed tides dramatically. 4,000 experience, 1,000 in gold, and after this Roche, it should be even. Ryu somehow surviving to the bitter end. The juke through the trees, and then Goody coming in and snared. And even I thought that demonic purge was going to get the kill. It did not. He does have the magic resistance, by the way. It's 25% from that corrosive skin. What a fight coming out from Typical Mistakes, and they should be able to take Roche no problem here. Even if they try to TP into the tier 2 mid, there's no way they can contest this. So free Roche is going to go. Looks like Cakes might pick it up as that Radiance is done. Or Goody. Cakes will pick up the oh, well, yep, there you go. I was going to say, I saw the Radiance and I thought it picked up the Aegis there, but nope, Cakes does pick up, of course, the Radiance, so he's got that. Goody's going to disconnect again, so we're going to get another pause immediately. Alright, guys. American Dota League, first game of the night. I am Mont, thank you for joining me. AC, he's on his way to DreamHack. And we've got a great game so far, unbelievable game. And this potentially could go on for a while. And this game could really, I mean, it could go hours. I don't want to say hours, but I mean, it could go on for a while. And Cakes with that Aegis right now. He's going to be in a good position. He finally gets his Radiance. Goody is ready to go. He's going to start things off. The unpause does go. Smurf, of course, resuming the game there. Now Radiance. This is where the split push is going to come in. He'll just send that bear to another lane, or he can use it in a fight and just recall it essentially from that lane. But he'll just send that bear to wherever, and he'll farm another lane with his team essentially. Just split push as much as possible. And I think the unsung hero there in that fight, Rubik getting that telekinesis off on Taku, getting him out of the trap, out of the cogs, and then Ryu just obliterated Bane. Went to town on him with his poison attacks. He's got Manta Style, by the way, so now he could disjoint a few things here. He can also, of course, use that poison attack and just go to town even more. AE and you. Oh, he could have got that Fiend's Grip off, but not going to happen. Sonic Trap. I think that was this one that was just spawned. And Cakes, of course, with the Aegis. So they have that for like 5 more minutes. I mean, they just got it, so there's no point in really seeing how long they've got it for. Now Desolator looks like he's going to go for the Templar Assassin. By the way, it's a pretty sweet set, I gotta say. Pretty sweet set. Sheep. Earn's done on him. 1,300 gold. The Radiance burn continuing. I'm waiting for another smoke now coming out from Smeagol and maybe try to turn things around here. But it looks like Typical Mistakes is going to take that idea. And they're going to look in the jungle. They're not going to find anything. They're going to Vendetta up. They'd have to go through here, and that's exactly what they're doing. And Fun's going to run right into on the Clouds. No, Clouds is going to back off smartly. And yeah, he'll get out of there. They're not going to pick up a kill here. BKB now done for the Gyrocopter. That's a big pickup as well. DD for Ryu. I think this is the point where maybe they want to get another item for Cakes and then really start going to town. He's got a Gloves of Haste, so I think Maelstrom is potentially the next pickup. Well, could be. Come on, camera. There we go. Alright, the camera works after a few clicks there. You can hear me double-clicking on the portrait. Sometimes it doesn't like it, but in the end, it's going to follow Smurf if I wanted to. Mid-aggression now coming out. Fortification, that's going to fly. They're looking to just try to push this. I don't think that Smeagol wants to defend here, and that's not a big surprise. It's be tough. He does have the BKB. He's got the call down as well. They might want to go on Ryu. He's going to get enfeebled? No. Song of the Siren. They're just actually going to... That's a waste of it. They maybe wanted to use that to get back. Think that they were going to get opened on, and they might have. But they will deny the tier 2 tower, so... interesting play coming out of Typical Mistakes. They get that tower denied. Ghost Scepter up on the Nyx Assassin. Maelstrom is done for the Lone Druid and his, of course, Spirit Bear. Fun is sitting right next to a Sentry Ward. That is, no. You don't want to be friend, and, well, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at him and more, and, well, he'll die. That's probably the most carnage I've seen in a while. That poor Nyx assassin just got obliterated. So Ryu, he's really been the unsung hero, I think, for typical mistakes. I mean, well, not really. I mean, because he's been getting a lot of the kills. You can see he's got 9, 3, and 7 right now. Smurf as well, just trying to do something, but he's got nobody to really help him out in terms of carrying except for Peachy. But Peachy right now only's got his BKB, which is potentially enough when you've got Phase Drum. You're going to need another item pretty soon, however. And Cakes, that bear's pretty tanky. It's also going to be dealing a bit of damage, but there they go, Enfeeble up on the bear. That's going to be up there for quite a period of time. Flat Cannon, they're trying to press into this tier 2 here. Meanwhile, Ryu split pushing, as it's called, I guess. Ryu split pushing down the bottom lane. Now Taku's going to go for the Ancients right now. He's going to throw the flare as well. Get some vision down in that bottom lane, and Ryu, he's going to back off. Now, this is maybe the perfect time to smoke gank, I think, from the side of typical mistakes. I mean, they could potentially find a lot of heroes down here, especially Peachy in the bottom lane. Prime gank material, but that's not going to happen. It looks like they just want to go ahead and push straight down to that tier 2. They're going to go for tier 2s like clockwork right now, and not like this clockwork, like an actual clock working.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Coming in.
There's the Impale. The bear is going to be leading the way here. That probably could get enfeebled. Peachy's going to go ahead and tank his agent stack. It's only stacked once for him, but still going to give him some money. He's got 1,200 gold right now. We see the net worth. Cakes is getting very close. Blink Dagger now done for, of course, the side. Oh, BKB going. Goody. He needs to stall. He can't, though. You see he's trying to go for that animation. Not going to happen. There's going to be the ult onto Taku to telekinesis. Taku's in some trouble, taking some damage. Taku looks like he will fall. Stolen was, of course, the flare. That'll pick up the kill. Rubik grabbing that with the flare, but Smurf gets out. In the end, a Naga Siren 4, of course, the clockwork. Pretty even trade. I'd rather, of course, have the Naga Siren kill if I'm on the side of Smeagol. I'd say, okay, yeah, Clockwork's dead, but, well, whatever, not a big deal. I mean, he's kind of like... He's the person that goes down first in fights anyways, generally, from time to time. Fun, looking for Peachy. He does have that BKB, so Fun probably wouldn't be able to get this kill even if he did open and had, like, a Dagon even, so... Impale? Oh, maybe. Mana Burn, not enough. Peachy's gonna Magic Wand. He can, of course, BKB away, but there's going to be the trap. Blink, nicely done there, coming out from the side of Fun, but he's still slowed. He will get out. I didn't give Fun enough credit there. I thought for sure Peach is going to pop his BKB, but that Impale came out really, really quick. Now the top tier 2 obliterated. Cakes will take that kill. The bear with 108 extra damage there, plus of course the synergy. You've got on top of that the battle cry and the rabid. Ryu with the Ghost Scepter of his own, by the way, so he's just kind of afraid of the right clicks coming out from Smurf, and that doesn't really surprise me. But you also have to be careful, of course, the Rocket Barrage as well as the Call Down. So, 32 minutes in the game right now. Still pretty close. 2,500 in terms of experience. 3,000 for gold for typical mistakes. Desolator is done for Smurf now. So, armor reduction's there. And, some more damage. Another disconnect coming out from Goody. So, they're going to pause. Maybe. Or not. They're just going to micro Goody for him. Goody's had some rough internet issues. For those of you that don't know, this entire team, I believe, is from North America, with the exception of Goody, who is from, I believe, Venezuela. Correct me if I'm wrong. He will reconnect to the game right now and play on, they'll say. The illusions are still red X's, even though he has reconnected, and that's strange. A little bit of a bug.
Do it with flair.
So, it looks like SMG, they've been confined to their own jungle. They want to try to break that habit with smoke now. And they're actually just drawing this line here. They want to try to make a wraparound gank happen here for Ryu and for Fun. And they're going to TP up into the tier 2. His Smurf is here. Goody and Snare. Damage coming in. Nice disjoint coming out from Smurf. Goody taking a lot of damage. There's the BKB. Goody in some trouble. Needs a root. They will pick up that kill, but now Smurf's going to get entangled. Smurf's going to fall for this. He's going to die. They will pick up Goody, but who else will go down? Smurf buying back. Here comes the call down. Yoon. He's rooted. The Nightmare's going to save his life. Sheep's going to pick up that kill on the Bane. There's the Impale on Taku. Double kill for Cakes. Ultra kill for Cakes with the Radiance Burn. Just so much damage, and Smurf has to buy back, but now he retreats and he's like, I can't, no, there's nothing I can do here, unfortunately. So, he's level 20, Cakes is level 20, and Smurf has to dejectedly walk down to the bottom lane, use his Midas, and continue to farm. And this is going to give an opportunity for typical mistakes to push into the tier 3. Fortification, definitely available. Sheep, Blink, Ryu, Manta, Cakes, Maelstrom, Hyperstone, Radiance. There's the fortification. They need that wait at least for, I'd say, probably Bane to get up here before they can really start fighting. I don't think they're gonna let the tier 3 go. I'm not sure about the Raxus. Smurf wants to initiate from the backside. He's got that BKB up again, but it's only 5 seconds. There it goes. Sheep taking a lot of damage. He'll fall first. Ryu's ulting on him. Smurf maybe in some trouble right now, but now they're gonna back off as AE on Yu's also on the backside. There's the Impale on him. Clouds taking damage from the Radiance Burn. There's the Nightmare. Gonna break it out immediately. Ray trying to do some damage to that Bane. He'll get up with a nice Force Staff. Clouds also in trouble. Taku hook shots in, but only onto the bear right now. There's the Cogs going. Ryu on the backside, just picking everybody off. 2 down. Now here comes, of course, Peachy, that bear. He's going to fall. Cakes can recreate it. He's stunned up now, but no follow-up damage coming in. Cakes, where's the bear? There it goes. And they'll back off. And another big fight for Typical Mistakes. They'll take down the first Rax, and that's going to be the melee mid. Range taking damage from those illusions. Dagon up for the Nyx Assassin. So Sheep, he's kind of the unlucky, I guess, lamb to the slaughter. Because the sheep, get it? Right? Ha ha ha. Yeah. Anyways, he just got blown up. Smurf just jumped on top of him, BKB. And then came out the ultimate from Ryu, which is really great because it goes through Magic Immunity. It's nice to have. It's kind of like Demonic Purge in that regard. Assault Cuirass. That's done for Cakes. So that bear getting very, 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 very tanky on top of just the sheer amount of damage he's going to be pumping out. Not from the Radiance, essentially, but from the Maelstrom, from the AC. And maybe Basher next, I'd say, is probably your next progression. You don't really build that Maelstrom into a Mjolnir because it's an on-use item and that bear can't use a Mjolnir. So that's why you go Maelstrom into an Assault Cuirass, essentially. Probably followed by Basher. And just get that Basher for the lockdown. And then you could potentially go double Basher if you want. Basher on both your bear and your person as well. Look at this warding coming out right now. They've got nice map control here in the jungle. The traps are available up on the river here, but really I think the vision does go to Typical Mistakes for the time being. And Roshan should be up soon. Yep, there he is. He might have just spawned, I think, and they're just pinging him out right now. I think Typical Mistakes can take this. There's no tier 2 to TP into, and if SMG wants to go for it, they have to smoke, and they also have to flare and make sure they know when they're going in. But there is that flare, so I mean, you could just send it on cooldown into this Roche Pit. They're not doing that right now. They're trying to push out mid with Sheep with Ryu. Ryu with 3,500 gold, and I'm going to check back at that net worth chart there. 19,000 now for Cakes, who's gotten the farm. He started off slowly, but in that jungle was able to get his farm. He got Fiend's Grip a few times, but Smurf now is starting to fall off, even with that Desolator. There's that armor reduction. Now he's going for crit, and he'll need that if they want to try to get back into this. But with an Aegis up on Cakes or Ryu, it's going to be a tough fight. And I mean, Cakes is tanky because, of course, of that true form. His bear's also tanky. Ryu's got a point booster and now an Aegis. So, Goody, who was looking to be maybe the semi-carry of this game, has turned into be like the 4-player, the 3-player even. I mean, he's got a Diffusal, he's got the Vlads, he's more utility than anything. Meanwhile, Fun was very behind enemy lines, and Rude, this is AE, I owned you. And now I think they want to go for the range racks here. And maybe even the bottom tier 3 as well. And Ryu, of course, with that DD is just going to be going to town. Might be building an Aghanim Scepter? Probably, I'd say, yeah. I mean, the attack slow itself, 80%. Move slow, 80%. And you get the 145 damage over time. And then the cooldown is 12 seconds. So you can use that 2, potentially even 3 times in a fight. Which is huge. And it's done. There it goes. He's got it now. And this is now when they push. There's the trap. Viper Strike gonna go, and he'll back off immediately with that Force Staff, but here goes the tier 3 tower, no fort gonna go, and that tower's gone. And this might be the last gas for Smeagol, and they did try to defend this, but it's gonna be tough. Hook shot in, oh, it hits a creep, and now the Cogs are gonna get him, he gets stun locked by everything. Song of the Sirens going, Smurf is gonna get focused down now. Nope, the BKB on Peachy's, he's gonna get focused down. He's taking a lot of damage. Peachy's trying to get out of there alive. Might happen. There's the mech going. Smurf, he's in some trouble. Fiend's Grip on Ryu, he's got the Aegis. Meanwhile, Cakes is gonna take another kill. There's a double kill. And Ryu's gonna pick up the kill. There's Viper Strike onto Smurf. There's that Viper Strike being used again, and Ryu picking up the kill. No good, he gets it. GG is called. Typical Mistakes take it to Smeagol, and a very nicely game on the side of Typical Mistakes. They're gonna get a 39-minute GG here, 32 to 18. Oh boy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Make sure you follow us on American Dota on Twitter. Check out AmericanDotaLeague.com, I believe is the website for all the upcoming scheduled matches. Next match, we have this team that's playing right now, Smeagol versus Meanix Esports. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me tonight. My name is Mont. If you enjoyed the cast, go ahead and follow me at MontDota2 on Twitter and at MontDota2 on Twitch.tv. So we'll be back in just a moment, guys. Stick around.